Welcome to today's video. We are about to witness extremely intense moments where just one small mistake could lead to disastrous consequences. Every decision, every action can be the difference between safety and danger. Always stay alert, be cautious, and never underestimate the risks on the road. The man driving the motorbike out of the alley did not observe carefully, just as the young man righted fast. He could not avoid it. The collision caused the man to fall onto the street. Luckily, both of them were only minorly injured. The black car was driving at the green light when suddenly a large truck accelerated, crushing through the intersection. The result? The car was crashed. The front part of it was completely crashed. Sports car driver loses control while cornering at an intersection, ranges onto the sidewalk, knocks down a sign pole, then runs out onto the road, crashing straight into another car. A terrifying series of collisions, all because of alcohol. An unexpected crash from behind causes the horse-drawn carriage to destroy. Luckily, the driver is not injured. Now all he can do is go and find his horse in the chaos. Speed 185 kilometers per hour, and a horrifying fall. The motorcyclist suddenly lost control while speeding, then falls face to face onto the road. The car rushed out of control, crashed consequently, and only stopped when it hit a wall. Luckily, many people nearly escaped death. Two girls on an electric motorbike speed, lost control, then ran out on the sidewalk, hardly crashing into an electric pole. A painful collision just because of not controlling the speed. The driver of the black car ran into the intersection without obeying the traffic light, was hardly crashed from the side. The car overflowed and policed with an Audi stopped at a red light, causing heavy damage. Dangerous loss of control. The truck ran straight into the iron fence on the side of the road, causing a strong collapse that caused damage to a long section before stopping. While three cars were slowing down to wait for the red light, suddenly a crane on the side of the road collapsed, crushing the windshield of the leading Audi. A terrifying moment, but the Audi driver was lucky to escape. Wanting to wash the car strongly, the motorbike driver reached a small bridge and suddenly, both the person and the car fall straight into the ditch. The Chevrolet changed lanes suddenly to pass, but the truck behind it was too fast. it didn't have time to brake. The result? Crashed and knocked a Chevrolet off the road, an expensive lesson in observing when changing lanes. The car rushed forward, gone past the woman, then climbed straight onto the fire hydrant guard and stopped. The airbag deployed immediately. The driver immediately opened the door to escape. The motorbike was unsteadily parked. The store employee goes up to correct it, but accidentally holds on the wrong gaskets. The result? The motorbike run forward, crashing into another car, causing the entire store to panic in a moment of carelessness. The second floor of a garage in Irving, Texas suddenly collapsed, severely damaging more than 10 cars. But fortunately, no one was injured, a rare incident that made everyone's heart stop. A truck carrying steel coils was forced to stoppingly at a red light, and the result? The terrible inertia caused the steel coil to run straight into the driver's cabin, causing the front of the vehicle to be heavily deformed. The white car sped at high speed in the middle of the slow-going traffic, then hardly crashed into the back of the black car in front. The collision almost caused the car to flip over, an expensive lesson in speed and safe distance. A 5-seater car suddenly crossed into the opposite lane right at the bend, thanked in consequences into 3 motorbikes. Consequences: many people injured, a moment of carelessness. The consequences were too great. A driver lost control, swerved into the opposite lane, and crashed into the side of a truck that was moving normally. Luckily, the truck driver reacted in time, preventing the accident from becoming much worse. A multiple accident occurred, forcing the vehicles behind to brake. A large truck loses control. The cabin turned to one side, but lucky the vehicle next to it reacted in time, braked in time, avoiding a chain collision. Heavy rain limited visibility, causing a small truck, garbage truck, cars, and many other vehicles to collate in series. The scene was chased. Debris was floating everywhere. The patrol car performs a pit maneuver, pushing the pursuit car off track, causing the driver to completely lose control. The police succeed as the pickup truck hardly crashes into the fence, slows down, and officially stops the escape. A male student riding an electric motorbike collided with another vehicle in the same direction, falling onto the road right in front of an oncoming truck. In a split second, he rolled, jumped up, dodged to the side, while the truck braked right in front of his face. A near-face escaped. The woman riding a motorcycle through the intersection without slowing down crashed straight into the truck that cut her off. Luckily, no one was injured in the collision. It is unclear whether this was an excellent skill or just an amazing luck. The dump truck driver was driving in reverse without signaling, almost hitting a woman riding a motorbike right behind him. Luckily, the dump truck stopped in time. The driver of the silver Nissan Lavina seemed to be in a very hurry, intending to rush into the parking lot and stop just half a meter from the barrier, but perhaps forgot to press the brakes, causing the car to break the fence and go straight down. On Moskovsky Prospect, a truck tire explodes after colliding with a Toyota. According to the police, the car driver violated traffic laws, did not give way when changing lanes, causing a DAF truck that was moving in the same direction to have an accident. A tricycle was carrying too long, leaving steel bars protecting out on the road. A passenger bus passed by. The driver did not pay attention and collided hard with the protruding steel bars. Luckily, no one was injured. The white car was turning at the intersection when suddenly a black car running up. The collision caused the white car to slightly jump and stop, while the black car loses control, running straight into the roadside garden. The icy road was slippery. The driver lost control of speed and distance, accidentally causing a multiple accident on Route 90, Winnipeg-Henneston Bridge, Canada. The surveillance camera at the gas station recorded the horrifying moment when the underground gas tank suddenly explodes like a bomb, the vehicles filling up with gas panic, quickly fleeing away from the station. A car suddenly loses control, crashes into the edge of the road, then suddenly swings to the opposite lane, crashes into the rear of the taxi, and bounces onto the shoulder of the road before stopping. Lucky, the surrounding drivers stopped in time, avoiding an unnecessary collision. At the intersection, the woman suddenly turned left without looking behind her. At that moment, a passenger bus rushed forward. The driver steered in time, avoiding a head-on collision, helping the girl escape a serious accident. As two trucks were turning near Shiv Mandir, a motorcyclist trying to overcome, but was stroked by the truck. The motorbike was dragged under the truck, but luckily, the driver stood up without injuries. While driving, the car suddenly ran over the sidewalk, hit an iron pole, then overwhelmed burning smoke. Lucky, the driver managed to get out safely. The motorcyclist stuck and fallen, causing the car behind to brake badly and was thrown by the dash camera had car into the roadside bushes. white car was coming out of the alley due to lack of vision, colliding with a car that was cutting across. As a result, the white car running straight into a parked car, pushing the car up onto the sidewalk. A young man driving a motorbike stopped while trying to overtake a car, just as a truck coming in the opposite direction. Losing control, he slid and falls right into the wheels of the truck. Lucky, the truck driver steered in time, avoiding a tragedy. A woman was found drunk and accidentally reversed another car while trying to park. When she got out, she forgot to pull on the handbrake, causing the car to slip down the slope, rapidly going into the ditch. The crane tried to rescue the overwhelmed truck, but as soon as it put on its four wheels, it suddenly floated freely towards the crowd, causing many people to panic and fly away. The truck only stopped when it crashed into another truck. The heartbreaking moment when a pedestrian slipped and fell repeatedly on an icy road in Canada. The driver on the road rushed to help, but it seemed to be too late. Two young men on a motorbike were speeding, suddenly hit by a truck going the opposite direction right in the middle of the intersection. The hard impact caused both of them to fall off onto the road. A bright landing. The plane sliding fast on the runway, then suddenly rolled and overflowed. Fire broke out immediately afterwards, but miraculously, all passengers were safe. The white Ram pickup truck steered to the left to avoid the slow truck, but did not know that there was another truck in that lane. The result? Crushed mortally between two trucks. Suddenly, the rear of the Chevelle shifts. The rear tires lose grip, causing the car to slip. The driver tries to release the gas and step on the brakes, but the car still sways, and then crashes straight into a Toyota Sienna pickup truck that is slowing down on the right. The truck, carrying the oversized excavator, crushes the height restriction barrier, causing the barrier to fall off just as a car is approaching. The result? The car is crushed, heavily damaged. A car speed, loses control, and crashes straight into a tow truck parked next to the embankment. The police officer standing in the middle of the road has to run away in a split second. The collision causes the tow truck to fall off, nearly crushing the police officer. The black sedan suddenly swerved into the opposite lane just as the white seven-seater car was approaching. The end? A hard collision into the rear, causing the white car to spin horizontally in the middle of the road. A huge rock suddenly rolls down, hitting two cars head-on with extreme force. The collision caused both cars to deform, crumpled like a pile of scrap. The minibus hard collision into the passenger car right at the intersection with traffic lights. The impact caused the car to flip up onto the roof, but luckily, it did not hit another car waiting at the red light. Tanker driver forgot to pull up the handbrake, causing the car to slide freely, knock down the wall, and running a parked car, pushing it far away. A Chilean firefighting plane on a low-altitude mission hit a power pole on Highway 5 near Talca Mall province, causing the right wing to crash. The plane quickly catching fire and crashing to the ground, burning intensely. The horrifying moment when the pickup truck driver hit a piece of ice at high speed, causing the car to lose its control and spin 360 degrees on the highway. Lucky, the driver was able to control the steering wheel in time, avoiding a catastrophic accident. A man got out of the truck to argue with a motorcycle rider after the accident, but forgot to pull the handbrake, causing the truck to slid and break the window. The black car suddenly loses control, veers into the other lane, and collapses in a chain of collisions with vehicles in the same direction, causing a horrific series accident on the highway. Camera captured the moment a white pickup truck was hit by a vehicle going in the other direction, causing the driver to lose control, spin sideways on the highway before being hit head-on by another vehicle. The guy tried to show off to his friend by stopping the car with the tail, but because he lifted it too high, both the car and the person tumbled forward. The end was bitter. The BMW suddenly turned on the right turn signal right at the turn, causing the car in the same direction to not be able to avoid, collided violently, flipped over, and ran on two wheels. Lucky, the crossover driver was able to regain balance and stop the vehicle safely. The black car turned right on the green light, but suddenly a motorbike from the opposite lane speed up, lost control of its speed, and hits hard, causing the car to spin out on the road. A parking lot employee was panicked when he saw the truck backwarding towards him. The brakes seemed broken. He immediately ran to the guard boat, pulled his friend out, and both of them escaped from the truck's path at the last second, lucky escaping. The motorbike slid, fuel spilled out, and catched fire, causing both the motorbike and the driver to burn intensely. Lucky, passers-by rushed in to help in time. The tractor trailer and the 10-wheel trailer were turning around, but because the truck body was too long, they accidentally blocked the road, blocking the way. A white truck couldn't brake in time, crashing straight into the tractor trailer body. The car with the dash cam also couldn't avoid the collision, was hit hard by the car behind, and pushed straight into the trailer. A container truck suddenly tilts dangerously while in motion, nearly toppling onto a nearby car. Luckily, Both vehicles escaped. Disaster by inches. A truck driver insists his dash cam saved him after a woman crashed into the bushes, then tried to blame him for the accident. Stopping suddenly in the middle of the highway to turn right, the driver caused the truck behind to brake in time, flipping over, dragging the trailer 180 degrees, and he disappeared safely. The suspect was arrested after a breathtaking chase with the police in Seven Hills, ending in a horrifying accident at the intersection. Running past the turn, the white car goes backward in an S-shaped shape, forcing the car and truck to swerve to avoid it while driving at high speed. Then, the car reversed, hit the barrier, turned into the highest speed lane, and crashed straight into the front of another vehicle. The reason is unknown, but a young man used his own car as a barrier, stopped the truck, then climbed through the window and rushed in to assault the driver. The tanker truck continuously backwarded after the collision, but luckily the drivers behind detected it in time and avoided, preventing a chain of collisions. The driver, despite having children in the car, still used his phone while driving, was busy texting, and had a serious accident, causing a row of metal sheets to shoot out. Luckily, no one was seriously injured. While driving on the highway, a wheel suddenly falls off, causing the car to lose its control, crashes into the railing, and spins many times. Lucky, the road was empty, so there were no more unfortunate accidents. The driver was too busy looking at the rearview mirror, not paying attention to the mirror, causing the car to crash hard, swerving into the other lane right in front of the fast-moving traffic. As a result, creating a chaotic scene, many vehicles collided in succession. Debris was scattered all over the highway. One vehicle overloaded. Two young men on an electric bike crossed the road without watching, forcing the driver of the truck opposite to swerve, crashing straight into a truck parked on the side of the road. The two young men were saved, but the two trucks were full of the bugs. The truck was crossing the road at the intersection when it was suddenly hit straight by a car that was speeding through a red light. The strong impact caused the truck to bounce and burn violently, but lucky, the driver was able to jump out and escape. At a race, when entering a corner, the car loses control of speed. The rear of the car hardly collapses into the wall, causing it to spin continuously. Perhaps that car had to stop the race. The video captured the moment the McLaren crossed the pedestrian crossing right at the yellow light, while the Honda Civic rushed into the intersection at high speed. Neither driver had time to notice each other, causing the Civic to crash hard into McLaren's front. Both cars were seriously damaged.
No, it's just a friend. We're just helping. Okay, alright. Yeah.
Lost control and crashed into many cars at the same time. The driver lost control, crashed into a series of parked cars at about 100 kilometers per hour, causing them to fly onto the sidewalk. Luckily, there were no reports of injuries. A slow-moving truck ahead. The Audi driver impatiently decides to overtake but misjudges, clipping the truck's rear. The car spins out of control, flips multiple times, and slams into a parked vehicle. A nearby pedestrian, stunned, drops everything and runs for safety. A pickup driver misjudges the timing and tries to outrun an oncoming train. The result? A direct impact. His vehicle is dragged for 500 meters before the hundreds of tons train finally stops. Incredibly, he only suffered minor injuries. The The driver kept dying back and forward with the front bumper open, trying to escape, and then, boom! He crashed into the police car so hard that the rear wheel was lifted off the ground. A reckless act. The red car suddenly dynamically hit the curb, knocked down a tree, and stopped right next to a motorbike. The person sleeping on the motorbike was shocked and fell to the ground. Perhaps the collision from above caused the two cars to dynamically rush down onto the crowded highway below. Fortunately, the drivers below reacted in time, so there were no more unfortunate accidents. Discovering a car stopped in the middle of the road, the oil tanker driver swift abruptly to the next lane, but the sudden dodge caused the car to sway and slide before overlapping on the highway, a risky maneuver. The hatchback, speed, zooming, and overtaking regardless. But there was a truck parked ahead. Unable to react in time, the hatchback crashed into the back of the truck. Tragedy in the sky. The Su-27 was performing aerobatics when it suddenly lost control and crashed straight into the audience area in Ukraine. The horrible collision caused the plane to break up as soon as it hit the ground. The Toyota Corolla ran to the intersection without slowing down or looking at the road and was hit head-on by a container truck. The front of the car was crashed. The red car was parked in the wrong position, causing the drivers of the black car and the SUV to not see each other. Although the SUV tried to steer to avoid it, the collision still occurred. The SUV continued to crash into the motorbike on the side of the road. The car speed, trying to overtake two cars running parallel, but failed. The car was lifted up and dragged on the road, and an SUV in the left lane was also caught in the crossfire, a reckless overtaking that paid dearly. The black Volkswagen Touareg avoided the overturned truck in front of it, but then, due to out of vision, hit another truck head-on and crashed into the barrier. A breathe-to-head chain of accidents in just a few seconds. despite the many vehicles cutting across the container, trying to run through the red light. The result? Crashed into a car and then crashed straight into the car with the dash cam. An unacceptable, reckless act. The black car was speeding, but when it turned slightly, it loses control, hitting the lamp pole, breaking off the pillar. The hood is crashed, smoke billows from the engine. A horrible, strong collision. When it turned, the motorcyclist suddenly faced an oncoming tractor trailer. Brake hard, jumps off the car, leaving the motorbike to drift to the side of the road. Luckily, there was no collision. A spectacular, life-saving move. The woman suddenly opened her umbrella while riding her motorbike. The umbrella was stuck by the wind, opened wide, and drags the entire person to fall off onto the road. Just leaving the gas station, the driver drived, rarely, straightening, unlucky. The car loses control, crashes straight into the gas pump, and burns to fire. A moment of foolishness almost turns into a big disaster. The large truck ran out of control, hits the rear of the bus, and then continues to hit the car, filming head-on. A breath-shocking moment, just inches away from tragedy. The Mercedes driver continuously changed lanes 3 times without looking in the rearview mirror. Behind, the Audi Speed braked until the road burned but still hits the bus and then ran up on the sidewalk, crashing into the subway exit. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss more exciting content. Hit the notification bell to stay updated with the latest videos. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.